Newton's first law. Newton's first law is most commonly known as simply the first law of motion or Newton's first law, but can also be referred to as the law of inertia. This law states that an object at rest will remain at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion with the same speed going in the same direction until a force is acted upon it. As you can see in the following clips, the ball on the floor is stationary and is not moving until an outside force, i.e. the person kicking the ball, is applied onto it, making it fly through the air towards the goal. This is a very basic representation of the law of inertia. A free kick situation is a perfect example of the law of inertia. The ball is stationary on the floor at the point of the foul until the free kick taker kicks it, and whether it hits the back of the net or not is up to the skill of the player. Newton's second law. Newton's second law doesn't have a fancy name like the first law, and is generally just referred to as the second law of motion. As a matter of fact, it isn't really a law, but is more of a formula for force. It states that force is equal to mass times acceleration. In the following clips, you can see one of our group members, Giuliano De Rossi, kicking a ball. In the first clip, the ball is struck not too hard, so it doesn't travel too fast. But in the following two clips, the ball is struck much harder, so it flies through the air at a very high speed. In this clip, it shows Alexis Sanchez lining up to take a penalty for his home country of Chile. He uses a Panenka technique, which means that the ball is chipped when it is kicked, which gives it not too much force. But in the other clip, it shows Alexis Sanchez taking a free kick for his team Arsenal. It is struck with lots of power and therefore flies into the top corner and also into the back of the net. Newton's third law. Newton's third law does also not have a fancy name and is normally just referred to as Newton's third law of motion. This law states that every action must have an equal and opposite reaction. In the following clips, you can see some typical goalkeeping. The action is the ball being shot towards the hand. The reaction is the ball being saved and put back out into play. As you can see in the following clip, these are some of the best saves of the 2014-15 season. The action is the ball being kicked into the goalkeeper's hands, and the reaction is the ball being saved and put back out into play, or held in the hands, or put out for a corner.